Hello, U.S. history students. This is Mr. Goldberg, and I'm going to do some active reading with you of page 11 of this book called Instant American History, and there's more details in my email to you, but what I'd like to do is just walk you through page 11, and then you'll do pages 12 to whatever I told you to read to. I'm not sure how far I'm having you read yet, but here's how you're going to do active reading. So let's read this together. We're coming into the picture in 1400 when the Portuguese, who are seafarers, are poised to challenge the world for control of the eastern spice and luxury trade. So if you stop there, spices are a really big deal at that time. The big item traded for around the world today is probably oil, and that explains why Saudi Arabia, UAE, United Arab Emirates, and other Middle Eastern nations are so wealthy, is because they have lots and lots of oil. I'm over here, if you're reading along with me. So, before the spice trade and luxury trade was in the hand of the Arabs, the Levantines, and the Venetians, and other traders who raised prices to very high levels. And so what they're trying to do is get lower prices, bypass these middlemen, and that becomes an urgent problem for European countries. And he analogizes that to modern consumers trying to avoid sales tax on mail order. This was written in 1994, so more like avoid sales tax on internet orders today. The renowned navigational skills of Portuguese sea captains enabled the nation's merchant fleet to inch south along the west coast of Africa, probing for a way around the continent and a free path to India and East Asia. They finally found the southern tip of that mysterious continent, a seafarer's landmark now known as the Cape of Good Hope. And when I read that, I thought, we can probably find a map of the Cape of Good Hope. And so the way we could do that is to type in something like this: Portuguese explorations, Cape of Good Hope. And if we scroll down a little bit, you have to look at some of these images, but I thought this was a really good one right here. And I actually brought it in to the OneNote document I'm looking at, so let me get a bigger version of it. And there we go. So here's Portugal over here, and it says that Portuguese explorers are going on the blue lines here, so they're going like this, checking around here. This is the Cape of Good Hope. And they're making it into this region over here. Where they had been trading before, the red lines all along here, but now the people who are sort of in the middle are charging too much money. And the question is, could we maybe go this way and then come through like this? And that's where Columbus is going to enter the picture. He's going to try to go to get here, not by going all the way around Africa like this, which would work, but would take a long time, but to go this way and hopefully come like this. But as you know, the Americas are in the way. Okay, so what sort of ships are the Portuguese using? This is high-tech 15th century. Portuguese had developed the three-masted caravel. I have no idea what that looks like, but I'm betting you could do a Google image search to find a three-masted caravel. It's a ship able to deal with ocean currents and winds better than ships designed to sail the Mediterranean, which is pretty calm. The ocean is a lot harsher weather-wise. They have something called a mariner's compass and something called a quadrant and an astrolabe. Again, I would look up quadrant and astrolabe, do a Google image search, see what you find. That gave them a fix on their latitude north or south of the equator. Good time to review, if you don't know it already, what is latitude and how is that different from longitude. I would expect you would know the difference between the two. More importantly, their ships were equipped with cannons, some sort of weapon that made them formidable engines of war and invariably gave them the edge in encounters with Muslim and East Asian rivals. So with the help of this new technology, the Portuguese, within 50 years, so that started in 1400, so by 1450 they've wrested the lucrative eastern trade from the Mediterranean middlemen and have established an empire of far-flung commercial posts in Africa, the Persian Gulf, India, China, and Java. If you don't know the words wrested or lucrative, look them up. when I read this, I thought there has to be a map that shows what the Portuguese Empire looked like at this time. And you know what? There is. And this is a pretty good map that shows all the stuff in blue here is the overseas interests and area of the world that were at one time territories of the Portuguese Empire. And so this is Portugal again, just to make sure you know where that is. This is going to become Brazil, and this is Angola down here. So this is the ridiculously long URL for that, by the way. But you make sure you're keeping track of your URLs as you find things. And this is, I think, excuse me, this is a better map here. I can make it a little bigger. Hang on a sec. Here we go. And what's nice about this map is it shows Portugal, and then it gives the dates that various trading ports were set up. So they're sailing all through here. And I thought it was interesting that the Portuguese actually established the city of Nagasaki in Japan. That's, as you probably know, one of the two cities that were bombed by the United States at the end of World War II, the other being Hiroshima. So this is how I have brought to life one page of this reading, and your task is to bring to life the other pages of the reading as you do them. Oh yeah, this was actually kind of cool. This is a map I found that showed how the Portuguese made it over to Nagasaki. And so they went from Lisbon around the Cape of Good Hope, up through this way to Goa, a big port in India, through the Straits of Malacca. If you don't know about the Straits of Malacca, you might want to look that up. That's the biggest shipping lane around today. And then Macau, and then Nagasaki. And they're showing that Manila is the same height as Acapulco in terms of latitude. So, all right, that's 7 minutes. That's probably a good length video. So be an active reader when you read the rest of this book. And just if you want to see what the book looks like, you could do a web search for the title, Instant American History, and the author's name, Unger. And then if you click on this top one here, it should bring it up on Amazon. And that's the book. It's only gotten 2 reviews, but they're both good. And there you go. So read actively, bring stuff to life, record what you do in your online notes. And if you have questions, shoot me an email. Questions are good. All right, take care.